Yes, welcome back. Yeah, just we are discussing here, as part of today's class, we'll see database administration, we'll see, and what are the main concepts are there as part of this course. Okay, and we'll see how we are working in real time. And already have said, yeah, I have very good experience on Microsoft SQL Server. Yeah, as a developer as well as administrator along with SSIS, SSRS. Plus, yeah, I have experience of Microsoft Azure also. Microsoft Azure is remember one of a cloud computing platform. Okay, so we can maintain our database in what Microsoft Azure also, where the cost is very less. And apart from this Microsoft certified professional, uh, yeah, I am the Microsoft certified trainer also. Means recently have renewed my certificate. Yeah, this month for sorry, yeah, till next year 2022. So this certificate validity is there. Generally, what are the benefits are there with Microsoft Certified Trainer? So, whatever the official Microsoft yeah, curriculum is there, as well as like whatever the official documents are there. So, yeah, training materials are there. I have access to those materials. Okay, so that yeah, I can go through like step by step according to the Microsoft standards. Okay, right. So let's say in this course here, daily daily recorded sessions I will provide you. Okay, daily what I will do, I will record the session. I will upload into one of our website. Okay, so there there you can log in into the website. You can watch the videos. Okay, you can't download these videos. Okay, so you can watch the videos in the yeah uh, portal. Next one say I will provide you notes. I will provide you. Actually, I have written one book on SQL Server administration. That same book, each chapter wise, each module wise, I will provide you. Okay, chapter one, chapter two, or module one, module two. So the same book, yeah, modules I will provide you in the form of a PDF file. Okay, as a soft copy material. So where whatever I am teaching daily, so those all these points are there in that material with examples also, step by step examples also. Means what tomorrow I want to install SQL Server. Okay, so I can install SQL Server. How we can install SQL Server? Already have written step by step. Okay, I will provide you this notes also. Yeah, EBA book. So like chapter one, chapter two means this is our module one, module one. Like this is like same thing what I'm discussing here, like same step by step notes I will provide you. Okay, as a soft copy material. Voice is not clear. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, one second. London is the voice is not clear. For other people also, it is okay or problem is there. Voice is clear. Just respond in the chat panel. Always better to communicate. Okay. Type in the chat panel. If any simple doubts are there, anything is there, please type in the chat panel. Okay. Yes. Yeah, now it's okay. Okay, if it is again same problem is there, I will connect the cable. Okay, right. Just here that is like notes I'm providing, as well as remember like okay, thank you very much, Pawan. Okay, next here what I will do, I will provide you some FAQs and scenarios I will provide you, which is very, very important for us. Okay, as part of soft copy material. Check here. Extra materials here as part of DBA course extra material. I will provide you these FAQs and scenarios. We'll see chapter wise, module wise, I have written actually question answers. I will provide you this soft copy material. Okay. So in chapter wise, we'll see installation in first chapter. Yeah, I have written here some common issues here, installation issues. Why? Because tomorrow, whenever we are going as experienced DBA, compulsory remember like this. It's important for us. Like these scenarios are important for us. Generally, remember like tomorrow, if you put some 3+ years experience, 4+7+. So they will not ask how to install SQL Server, how to configure. So they will ask the issues they will ask actually. Okay. So what are the common issues you have faced? Common issues you have faced. They will ask what are the performance issues you have faced? What are the backup restore issues you have faced? Those issues they will ask actually. Okay. Yes. That's remember like we have to go in detail actually. If any simple confusion is there initially, no need to worry. I will provide my WhatsApp number also. You can ping me on the WhatsApp number. Okay. That's why if any doubts are there, any queries are there, we have to discuss actually. Okay. Right. So I will provide you soft copy material. Plus each chapter wise, module wise, I have written here some extra material where we have issues, plus regularly use these scripts. Okay. So that why? Because the scripts are important for us in real time while working. Okay, to identify what happened exactly in which server, if any problems are there, we have to work with these issues. Okay. Yeah. We have to use the scripts actually for monitoring. Okay. That's why I will provide you some extra material just to have seen where we have yeah, scripts and uh, some common issues. Okay. Right. Right. So as well as I will provide you like a soft copy uh, book actually, if you want DBA book actually, so that you can go through step by step. Okay, right. The same way, like at the end of the course, I will provide you like sample resumes. I will, yeah, so that you can prepare your resume, okay, accordingly. So we can upload the resume in some job portals. Can upload. We have also our placement team is there. If they get any job requirements, they will update you. Okay, so yeah, these are see like just and how, same thing how to prepare your profile, how to prepare the resume, as well as like how we can manage the experience. Those things they will discuss actually on front of 16 people. So we can discuss with them later. Okay, right, right. So let's we will start with this is what we are going to provide here as part of this course. So I will go in detail step by step. All the concepts we'll see practically. No need to worry. Okay. So clustering, performance tuning, always on, replication, log shipping, mirroring, scheduling, backups. All these we'll see in detail, step by step. Okay, in detail. Okay, as a database admin, as a DBA here, as a DBA or database admin, what are our major roles and responsibilities are there, or major roles are there, or major responsibilities, we can say, responsibilities. So we have different responsibilities are there here as part of our code, as part of DBA. Basically, say like check here, uh, major responsibilities are there. Generally, say like our job is monitoring and troubleshooting, right? So why? Because we are maintenance people actually. Okay. So our job is what? Maintenance. That's why once you enter in the organization, remember, total setup is ready with us. Total setup is there. Log shipping is there. Mirroring is there. Total setup is there. Just we have to start, yeah, uh, monitoring. If any issues are there, we have to go with troubleshooting. Right? That's remember our job is monitoring and troubleshooting. Yeah, regularly here we have to monitor the servers, databases, everything we'll see, and troubleshooting. If any issues are there, we have to troubleshoot the problems. That's why database and database maintenance, right? Database and database server maintenance is our regular job, right? So, like our database server is nothing but what? Our SQL server, Oracle server, anything. Here we are going to work with what? SQL server. And databases are there like sales database, HR database, inventory database. These are the databases are there. That's why database and database server maintenance is our jobs here as part of a DBA. That's why once you enter in the organization, we have to monitor the servers. Means monitoring means let's say tomorrow we have 1,000 servers are there. If anything happen in any server, we'll get remember automatically alert. Automatically will get email notification. Depends on that here. We can connect to the server. We can see what is the exact reason why backups are not working, why log shipping is not working, why performance issues are there. Then depends on the reason. Remember, we have to plan for troubleshooting. Okay, right, right. So that's why we know every application has two parts, right? Front end part and back end part. Front end part is nothing but what? User interface part, or where our website is present, website or application, web server or application server is there. There we have our front end part is there, right? Which is a collection of pages. Okay, that means what? Whenever the user makes any transaction, that's why I'm opening here some hdfcbank.com, for example. So whenever as a user, whenever I'm trying to browse some website or some application, immediately remember request is submitted to web server where this hdfcbank.com website is a web server. Right. Here remember our application team is working. From that web server request is submitted to our database server. Okay. This is our SQL server, which is there in the backend. SQL server. Now remember, SQL server works with the data, means it can insert, update, delete, select data, which is there in the database. Exactly, database icon is not there, no problem. This is my database. Okay, like it may be like sales database or HR database, any database. right? So that's remember SQL Server is what just a RDBMS product through which we are working with the databases. And generally remember every RDBMS product uses one language called SQL. Okay, structured query language. Just remember SQL Server and SQL both are different. In shortcut, we are saying SQL DBA. It is not SQL DBA, SQL Server DBA or MS SQL, means Microsoft SQL DBA. Okay, yeah, this is how the transaction is happening. See, whenever we are opening the website, once I enter login and password, immediately request is submitted to web server where this website is it. The web server is submitting request to SQL server. Then SQL server will verify the credentials are correct or not in the database, respective database. Then it will send the response back to the application server whether the credentials are valid or not. Then application server will send the response page to the user. Okay. So just remember here, this is our application server where our application team is working. Application team is working. Means what? .NET team, Java team, SAP team, PHP team, Android team is working. So whereas this is our database server, right? This is our database server where DBA team is working here. Okay, yeah, that's why we have to understand here very clearly. Our job is not to work with applications or .NET, Java, anything. We are going to work with our SQL server or database server. So where we can maintain a collection of databases where the actual data is present. That's remember, like even as compared with this application team, okay, our application developers, our job is very highly responsible job. Why? Because we are working with the actual data here, right? If something happen, then problem is there. That's why we are very highly responsible. Yeah, the resources actually in the organization. Understood, right? Where we are working. So we are working in the backend part, okay, of your any application. It may be web application or it may be mobile application. So we are working in the backend part actually. Okay. Yes. So that is like we have to understand here as a database administrator, we are supporting what we are supporting the databases so that there should be performance issue should not be there to the application. Okay, connectivity problem should not be there. If the database is down suddenly, we have to bring the database online. If SQL Server stop unexpectedly, we have to start the server again. Okay, suppose this is my database is there. Tomorrow this database is crash or disk fail, for example. Then how the application will work, right? Application will not work. That's why immediately what we can do, we can bring the standby server. Generally, remember, we'll maintain the secondary servers or standby servers. Okay, the purpose of secondary server or standby server is what? To maintain what? Same copy of database. To maintain what? Same copy of database. Compulsory remember, this is my production server, live server to which our applications are connected. Same copy of database also we have to maintain here with standby server. Same copy, database to database copy. Why? Because tomorrow if this database is crash, something happen, right? Same copy of database is also there here so that users can start working with this copy. database to database copy we are maintaining. Here means standby servers will maintain actually. So but this is my production server. This is my standby server. Same copy of database I am maintaining. Why? Because even this tomorrow this server crash in SQL server or database crash, no problem. Immediately we'll make the applications to continue their work with which server? Standby server. Like this here, like maintaining standby server, whether all the changes are applied successfully to standby, everything is there. Okay, everything uh, uh, comes under our DBA responsibilities. I think hope you got some basic idea, right? So where we are working as a DBA, our job is to work with the backend part. Okay, database part actually as a database administrator. Right, that's why remember we have to provide security for database. Okay, so security we have to provide. Okay, so in the same way, suppose suddenly if downtime is there, if any server is down, OS related issues are there, so we have to make the applications continue with which server? Standby server. Okay, checking the performance if any performance issues are there, maintaining the standby servers. Like all these are our regular activities here. Okay, as a DBA. Right. So that's why, as part of our regular activities here, regular tasks are there, installing and configuring SQL Server means installing. See, installations are regular activities or not regular activity installation. Once we enter in a organization, first we have to start installation or no need. No need. Total setup is there. Okay. Total setup is already readily available. We are not going to install. And this is actually not regular activity, but whenever we are going to build one new data center, okay. So whenever we are going to build one new data center, okay. In that case, whenever a new client is there, in that case, remember we have to install SQL Server. But in general, once we enter in the organization, complete setup is there with us. Okay, right. The same is here like providing security for data as well as providing access, actually access to the users and applications means who can work with which table, okay, who can see how much data, that access permissions we have to grant actually. Means here we'll create the logins, we'll create the users, we'll grant the permissions here. Okay. The same way, scheduling backups. Okay. Scheduling backups. Means backup is there, remember, to provide security. Right. Live database is there. If database crash, for example, then where is the data? That's why compulsory we have to schedule the backups actually. Even the database is crashed, no problem. Yeah, we'll get the data from the backup. Backup is nothing but what? Extra copy, right? Same thing like some important files are there. You have some important files. So you put some backup actually in a drive or Google Drive, some other place actually. Even like your laptop is lost or the files are damaged, no problem. You can get the same copy from the backup. Same thing, remember, backups are compulsory and we'll schedule the backups. Actually, we are not going to take backups manually. Okay, we have to schedule. In the same way, performance monitoring and tuning means if any performance issues are there. Okay, so handling connectivity issues, if any connectivity issues are there to the users. Okay, in the same way, like implementing high availability features. See, basically here, see high availability features are there. Just now we have seen to maintain standby server or standby databases we can maintain here with the help of high availability features. Why? Because remember tomorrow complete production server is down, right? Then how we can make the applications to continue? That's why compulsory we have to maintain the standby servers. Through that, we can make the standby server available to the applications immediately when the production server is damaged or production database is down. So that business loss should not be there, right? Yes. In SQL Server, remember, we have different levels of high availability features are there. Generally, we have three major high availability features are there to maintain as it is same copy of database in different server. As it is copy of database, we can maintain in what different server. For that purpose, we have see log shipping is there or transaction log shipping, database mirroring, always on. Like this, like different high availability features are there here to maintain as it is copy of database in different server. Even server 1 is down, server 1 database is crashed, no problem. Same copy of database is there in different server. Okay, right, right. So like this, like in the same way, like we have seen no troubleshooting. What are the regular yeah issues are there? Those issues we have to troubleshoot. Yeah, these are like various responsibilities are there as a DBA. That's why in the summary, don't get any confusion. Our job is database and database server maintenance is our job. As part of this job, regularly we have to work with what? Monitoring and troubleshooting. Okay, right. This is just we have seen what we are going to, what is included in the course and what are the major responsibilities of a DBA. Let's say we'll start with the SQL Server. I think most of the people are already familiar with SQL Server is what one of a RDBMS product from Microsoft, right? So many RDBMS products are there in the market today, like Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL. Okay, like I said, various products are there in the market actually. But today, as compared even with Oracle has very good features. I'm not saying it is very weak. But remember, even as compared with Oracle today, most of the clients are preferring here like SQL Server. What is the reasons here? Like cost is very less. SQL Server's cost is what? Very less as compared with Oracle. It is 1 by 4th of Oracle. Okay. The same way, once you purchase Enterprise Edition, remember, we'll get total features. No need to purchase one by one feature again. And next one, say like we can install and we can maintain SQL Server in any machine. Remember, no need of very high-end servers. Okay, with the minimum configuration machines also we can use it to maintain SQL Server. Okay, the same way, like here see GUI environment actually maintenance also will be easy for us. Maintenance is easy for us in case of a SQL Server. Okay, the same way, like one of the another major benefit is it today Microsoft has their own cloud platform, Microsoft Azure. Okay, so Again, remember, if you are going with cloud platform, no need that our client should purchase SQL Server. Monthly, they can pay. Depends on how many databases they are using. They can pay monthly. Even here, cost pricing starts from $5. $5 per month. Here, very cheap, right? These are the various yeah advantages are there today. Why Microsoft is you? Why most of the clients are going with what? SQL Server. That's why just remember SQL Server is a RDBMS product from Microsoft, right? Yes. Whenever we say this is RDBMS product, okay. So what is the purpose of RDBMS product? Already we have seen to create and manage databases. We are using what RDBMS products, right? That's why this will be like what we can do with SQL Server. We can create and manage databases. As well as remember, SQL Server supports yeah, powerful BI features also, business intelligence features also, with here SSIS, SQL Server integration services, SQL Server reporting services, SQL Server analysis services. But remember, these we are not working with these actually in general as a core DBA. So we have separate team is there, MSBI team is there. So MSBI team will work with these features here. But as a core DBA, we have to handle the databases and database related issues. Okay, right, right. So in general, say like again, in SQL Server, we have three types of jobs are there. We can work as a SQL Server developer or programmer, where we are writing the stored procedures, functions, triggers, everything. Developer. As well as remember, we can work as a SQL Server DBA, database administrator, whose job is what? Maintenance. That's why remember, tomorrow, even like some recession is there or anything is there, no problem for us. Means what? Why? Because we are maintenance people, right? Maybe new projects may stop, but maintenance our client cannot stop, right? Yes, that's why remember, once we enter in the organization, once you work for 3 to yeah 6 months, then remember almost all it becomes easy for us. Almost all 70%, 80% issues are the repeated issues actually. Repeated issues. Okay. So that's why it becomes easy for us once you work for 3 to 6 months. Okay. Yes. So in the same way, we have MSBI developer. Just now we have seen Microsoft Business Intelligence developer, where we are working with these features. But remember, as part of our course, we are going to concentrate on this DBA part. Okay. Yeah, as a core DBA, how we are working in the organization, how we are monitoring, how we can configure various features, how we can troubleshoot those features. This we are going to discuss. In general, remember to work as a DBA, we don't have any specific prerequisite, but if you have some basic SQL knowledge, means how we can work with what commands, what is table, what is stored procedure, what is primary key. Means if you have basic commands knowledge, then it is okay for us. Even if you don't have SQL basics knowledge, I will provide you 4 to 5 hours recorded sessions I will provide you. Okay, so that yeah, you can go through those recordings. Okay, SQL basics recordings, which are required for us for DPS. The same second major requirement is that for DPS, we should have Windows knowledge. Windows knowledge means what? Windows server knowledge means how we can create the folders, how we can grant the permissions on the folders, what is Active Directory server, okay? So what is IP, what is subnet, okay? How to ping, how to check whether two machines are connected or not. That basic knowledge is required for us. That also I will provide you recorded session, okay? Windows basics plus SQL basics, okay? So I will provide you recordings, okay? So that you can go through those recordings, no need to worry. Okay, okay. Same way generally we have seen SQL Server, every RDBMS supports here uh, two parts actually. One is SQL, which is called as non-procedural language here. Non-procedural language where we have SQL commands. Structured query language. Already we have seen, just don't get any confusion. SQL Server is a RDBMS product where SQL is a common database language supported by every RDBMS. Okay, so SQL Server and SQL both are different. Okay, SQL Server is a RDBMS product. SQL is a common database language supported by every RDBMS. Okay, we have to understand. Just we can say for easy understanding, SQL Server is like a mobile phone. SQL is SIM card, which is compulsory, right? So the symbol SQL is there, which is non-procedural language, and procedural languages are there here basically to write the programs actually, like stored procedures, functions, triggers. Here, see, we have T-SQL is there in SQL Server here, transact structured query language, which is a procedural language. Okay, so which is a programming language. But remember, we are not using this, we are not writing the programs again, don't get any confusion. Okay, don't get any confusion. We are not writing any programs actually. Okay, so that's why we need what simple scripts we need while working. So that scripts we can maintain separately in a script folder. Script folder. Whenever you want, copy, paste, run, and just start monitoring, start working with. Okay, so simple 1-2 lines commands we can remember, right? But if lengthy commands are there, remember, so we can't remember. We have to maintain a separate folder, scripts folder. I will provide you most of the commonly used scripts. I will provide you. Okay, as well as like if somebody is working with the Oracle DBA, I will provide you the differences between SQL Server and Oracle architecture differences, PPT. It will be useful for us. Okay. Next one, say like just will take 5 minutes more. We'll conclude the session. Another important point is that to work with SQL Server, we are using one tool called SSMS here. SSMS, Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. By using this tool, we can connect to SQL Server. We can start working with. Okay. Yes. Check here. We can select here server name like test SQL is there. My server name connect. Connected successfully. See, the SQL server may be there in your local laptop, in your local machine, or SQL Server may be there in different machine in US, UK, Australia, anywhere. We can connect through these tools here, Management Studio. Suppose here one of our client server is there here. Just have connected by using what? IP address. Static IP. Generally, see if you see green icon, it's meaning that it is a local server. If you see green icon, if you see question mark like this, remember, then it is a remote server, means which is there somewhere in the network. I have connected through this SSMS tool. Okay, right. So that is like how we are connecting with SSMS. So after connecting here, like we can see here, yeah, this is FRR info is my system name slash test SQL is my instance name. It's completely, we are calling it as server name. See, whenever I am saying server name or database engine or instance, everything is same. Then SQL Server 15.0 versions here, 2019 version is 2019 version. Our latest version is what? 2019. Previous version was the 2017, then 16, then 14, then 12. Like this, there various versions are there. Right now, Microsoft is supporting only 14, 16, 17, 19. These four versions. Okay, right. So this is my login name. This same system name slash my name. This is my login name. Okay, check here graphically. If you want to create a new database directly, we can create a restore. All the activities, see 90% activities we can do graphically. Say tomorrow you want to create a login, we can create the login. Okay, you want to set up replication. Okay, the same way you want to take backup. Say graphically we can do here. You want to set up mirroring, log shipping. Okay, import export activities, all these things we can do graphically. As well as remember, we can perform all these activities by using the command also. Here if I right click on server name, new query, if I take new query, yeah, here see we can work with the server. Okay, we can work with the server by using what? New query. See here, I want to check right now I am working with which version. Okay, 2012 or 14, 16, 19. Once again, remember, don't get any confusion. Even today, we have latest version is the 2019. But still, most of our clients are using say still 14 version. Some clients are using 2012 version also. That's why in the organization, remember, so we have to work with different versions. See, everything is same through SSMS itself. We can connect to any version actually from 2005 onwards. But features difference may be there. Everything is same. Okay, working is same. Check here. I want to see right now I am working with which version. Say simple commands are there. Select @ version. Always remember after typing the command, select the command and execute. Okay. Yes. It's saying very clearly Microsoft SQL Server 2019 version. Okay. In the same way, if I say select @ server name, like this, like we always remember, select the command, execute. So it is showing my server name. Okay. So like this here, like simple commands, 1-2 lines commands, we have to remember. If lengthy commands are there, okay, no need to by heart those commands, just store in a file. Okay, use that file, just copy, paste, change something and run. This is how we can start working with SQL Server by connecting through SSMS. By using same SSMS tool, you can connect to multiple servers also, just now we have seen. Okay, to multiple servers also we can connect on which we have permissions. By right clicking on that server, we can take new query. We can start working with the server with commands. Okay, okay, last point we'll see. SQL Server supports here like two types of working environments. Very important for us. One is a standalone environment is it. Second one is a cluster environment. Okay, standalone environment is there here for small scale applications. Where we can have one production server. Okay, so one or more standby servers. Okay, so we'll maintain one production server, live server, which are for our applications. One or more standby. Why? Because tomorrow, if this production server crash, something happen, we don't know. At any time anything may happen. So our standby database will be ready, or it is available in standby. Immediately we'll make the applications to start working with this standby servers. And generally, we have seen to maintain standby servers, we have to use high availability features actually. Just now we have seen log shipping, DB mirroring, always on. These are see our database to database. Means to maintain same copy of database, we have these three features. But always on is our latest feature. That's why we are using always on today. Even tomorrow in the interview, they will ask more questions on always on. Okay, right. So cluster is there. Cluster is nothing, remember, group of servers. Group of servers which are connected to each other, which are working as a single server in the network with a virtual name. Okay, with a virtual IP. Generally, remember, cluster is like our customer care department. Let's say, Idea customer care department is it, BSNL Airtel is it. So like 20 people are sitting, 50 people are sitting, just you are calling through one to one. So anyone will pick the call. Anyone will pick the calls here. Okay. So that's means why? Because in HDFC Bank is there, if single person is sitting, how many calls he will handle? Okay, it will not work, right? Same thing, we have like Amazon.in is there, hundreds of requests are coming, right? That's why single server cannot handle those many queries. That's why compulsory we have to set up what cluster, which is nothing but what a group of servers. Okay, so I will show you cluster practically. First, we have to create the Windows cluster. On top of Windows cluster, we can deploy SQL cluster. Already I have configured all these things in my server, one of my server. Same thing we'll discuss actually as part of, yeah. You see, like in this machine, we have VMware workstation. With you can also practice by using what VMware in your laptop. You can create one server like Active Directory server, which is DNS server. Then we can have server one. Generally, it's here in cluster. We are calling here nodes actually. Node one, node two, node three, like this here. Okay, so yeah, then we can, once the Windows cluster is there, on top of Windows clusters here, we can set up the SQL cluster. So already have built here the cluster. I will show you tomorrow just to get the confidence. Means we'll discuss yeah, clustering also practically. No need to worry. So I will share you Windows clustering video. You can configure Windows cluster first by using this VMware software. That is actually not our job in real time. Okay, but for practice purpose. Then after that, on top of Windows cluster, we have to configure our SQL cluster. Right. This is your node 1 actually, server 1. This is node 2, server 2. Okay. So see, like multiple servers we can create here in same machine. We can set up cluster also, no need to worry. Okay, yeah. But how we know whether right now I am working in standalone environment or cluster environment? Just here, very simple steps are there. Just right click on server name, properties, is clustered, false, it is saying here. Means what? It is not a cluster environment, standalone environment. By using the command also we can check, see, select server property is clustered. See, false it is saying. Okay, 0 means what? False it is saying. Means it is saying that it is not cluster environment. It is standalone environment. Okay, but here in this setup here in my server already have configured the cluster also. Anyhow, we'll see practically in our course. Just I will show you here cluster is there. Then we'll conclude the session. Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, check it. Like this is our, we have seen how we can check whether it's standalone or cluster environment. So let's see what we'll do. We'll conclude the session. Yeah. Yeah. Here, see, like we have one instance is there, like SQLBN virtual name /LIC policies. For example, if I take properties here, is clustered true, it is saying. See, means what? This is cluster environment. Means whenever the user is submitting request to this server, in the background chamber, multiple machines are processing the queries. Okay, we'll see that in detail, no need to worry. Let's say we'll conclude the session as part of today's class. What is the summary usage? First point we have to understand. So SQL Server is RDBMS product developed by Microsoft. And SQL Server supports what? SQL, which is structured query language, as well as what? T-SQL for programming. Transact structured query language. In the same way, we have seen SQL Server support some high availability features. What is the purpose of these features? Yeah, to maintain standby databases. To maintain standby database or standby servers, we have log shipping is it, DB mirroring, and always on. We'll see tomorrow what are the major differences are there between these features. Later, we have seen to connect and work with SQL Server, we are using which tool? SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio, which is a free tool. Last point, remember, SQL Server supports two types of working environments we have seen. Okay, so one is what? Standalone environment. Second one is cluster environment. Okay, so these are the points we have to remember, actually we have to understand as part of today's course. Okay, right.